All right, we're about to look at generative AI through a completely different lens, one you've probably never even considered. And we're going to do it by asking a really, really strange question.
Yeah, I know. It sounds ridiculous, right? AI is supposed to be the absolute peak of modern technology. But just for a second, what if? What if in the grand story of human tools, we've only just found our first sharp rock? To even begin to answer that, we first have to talk about how we understand, well, anything really. And it all starts with something super simple, a stick. So our journey starts with this brilliant guy, Michael Polanyi, who was both a philosopher and a scientist. And he built his life's work on a simple but honestly mind-blowing observation. A lot of what we know, maybe even the most important stuff, is almost impossible to explain with words. I mean, think about it. How do you recognize a friend's face in a huge crowd? Or how do you stay balanced on a bike? You just know how to do it. But could you write a perfect instruction manual for someone else? Probably not. Polanyi's big idea here is what he called tacit knowing. And the best way to get it is with his classic example. Imagine you're in a pitch black room and you're using a stick to feel what's in front of you. You're not actually thinking about the vibrations in your hand, are you? No. Your brain is focused way out at the end of the stick, trying to figure out the shape and texture of the object you're touching. In that moment, the stick basically becomes an extension of your own body. That's tacit knowing. So Polanyi didn't just leave it as a cool idea. He actually gave this whole process a structure, and it shows how this applies to way more than just sticks. It applies to all knowledge. And he made this really crucial distinction. On one hand, you've got explicit knowledge. That's the knowing that. These are facts, figures, rules, things like knowing the formula F equals ma. You can write it down, put it in a textbook, and memorize it. But on the other hand, you have tacit knowledge. This is the knowing how. This is actually riding the bike, not just knowing the physics of it. It's a doctor diagnosing a patient based on a bunch of subtle clues they can't even list out. One's a recipe, the other is the actual skill of cooking. And here's the kicker, you cannot replace one with the other. They're two different things. Okay, so here's the structure. It's a two-part system, and this is key. You've got the proximal term. Those are the clues we attend from. Think of the feeling of the stick in your hand. You're using it, but you're not really thinking about it. Then you have the distal term. That's what we attend to. It's the object at the far end of the stick. So we're focusing through the clues in our hand to understand the whole thing out there. And that's exactly why those initial clues, the proximal ones, stay tacit or unspoken. We just feel them. So, what does a philosopher's idea from nearly 100 years ago have to do with today? Well, it brings us right back to that strange new tool we're all playing with, generative AI. This is where Polanyi's idea suddenly becomes unbelievably relevant. Okay, let's just quickly put those fancy terms on the physical example one more time so it sticks. The feeling in your hand? Proximal. The mystery object you're exploring? Distal. Got it? Cool. Now let's make the jump. With AI, your prompt, the words you type in, that's the proximal term. That's you poking at this giant, invisible universe of information. And the understanding, the insight, the aha moment that forms in your own mind because of the AI's response, that's the distal term. We're not just getting answers from AI, we're using it like a digital stick to feel out the shape of incredibly complex ideas. And this is why this new tool is such a game changer. It's like a stick that can reach into places we could never touch before. You don't have to be a physicist to start getting a feel for quantum mechanics. You don't have to be a lawyer to probe the structure of a legal argument. We're using AI to literally extend our intuition, to turn massive abstract data sets into something that feels real, something tangible that we can understand. So if AI is a tool that helps us know things, what kind of tool is it really? And that brings us all the way back to that first kind of crazy question. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. The verb to cut didn't just pop into existence. It was discovered because of a tool. Some early human picked up a sharp piece of flint, messed around with it, and realized, whoa, this thing can do this, an action they literally had no name for yet. The tool comes first. The language, the verb, it comes later. And this timeline, this really puts our moment in history into perspective. We are, right now, in stage one. We are holding a clunky, powerful, but totally unrefined tool. We're just figuring out what it's for. Sometimes we hit our thumbs with it. And sometimes we create something amazing. But we haven't even started to shape this thing into the specialized, precise tools of the future: the knives, the axes, the scalpels. You see, just like that first stone tool gave us a whole new set of physical verbs to cut, to carve, to scrape, this new digital tool is giving us a whole new vocabulary of cognitive verbs. Think about it: summarize, generate, synthesize, analyze. These aren't just features on a website. These are brand new, fundamental actions for how we can interact with knowledge itself. And you know what the most amazing part is? We are all doing this together, right now. Every single time you use an AI, you're not just passively getting an answer. You are an explorer. You're part of this huge, global, unspoken process of figuring out what this new stone tool can actually do. You are, literally, discovering the verbs of the future.
So that's the real question I want to leave you with. We've just picked up this strange, powerful new rock. We've figured out it can summarize and it can generate. But what's next? What are the AI versions of the scalpel or the chisel? What incredible new ideas and actions? Ideas as unimaginable to us today as brain surgery would have been to a caveman. What are we about to invent? Because the exploration has only just begun.